Bowling was basically just in my family. It started with my grandfather when I was 7. He brought me my very first bowling ball from the ABC Championships back then. And my grandfather brought me a red Mickey Mouse bowling ball from ABC Nationals. It was in Reno that year. And he brought it back with a matching bowling ball bag that also had Mickey on it. And was like, here you go, you're gonna start bowling. And I was like, okay, I'm an only child. So it kept me entertained while my parents and my grandparents would bowl league on Tuesday nights. So I would go practice on the high end and keep myself occupied. And it was just something I fell in love with. I had a really close relationship with my grandfather. He's the one that taught me how to bowl and just made me fall in love with it. It was like our special thing to do. So he brought me up all the way from juniors, and then I started competing at the Junior Bowlers Tour and eventually went to college. Little hiatus from the time I graduated college up until the relaunch of the tour. But if it really wasn't for him, I wouldn't be a bowler. So it's all owed to him. I went to the University of Central Missouri from 2004 to 2008, and I absolutely loved college bowling. I was a big fish in a little pond before I went to Central Missouri. When I went there, it was Central Missouri State. By the time I graduated, it was University of Central Missouri. But I had to basically learn how to be a team bowler because I was always an individual bowler. And I had to learn a lot my freshman year to be a team player and not compete against my teammates. So that was a big learning curve for me my freshman year, but the passion was still the same. I still wanted to be the best. I still wanted our team to win. I still wanted us to be on top. And I thoroughly enjoyed competing as a team once I finally figured out what team bowling was, doing it together. You're bowling for someone else. You're not bowling for you. You're bowling for them, the coach, the school, all of it. And when all that happened, you know, I was a very successful collegiate player. I'm not one to always like toot my own horn, but I was a 4-time All-American, a 4-time Player of the Year. I had 26 all-tournament teams. I did my thing in college, but I did it because I wanted us to win. I wanted our team to do well, and I wanted us to win a national championship. And unfortunately, I never did. I got second as a player and second as a coach, but I wouldn't trade those years for anything. My best friends are from going to college. They're, you know, my best friend from college, she's my best friend now, actually flew out to watch me win the US Open. So collegiate bowling is also what carried me into learning to become a team player for Team USA. So it all comes around for something that's next in your life. I was on Junior Team USA, and had I not learned to bowl for somebody other than myself, I wouldn't have been able to bowl in national teams and be teammates with some of the best players in the world. And to say that I've done things around the world is just absolutely amazing. And it all stemmed, you know, from collegiate bowling and just putting the work and the time in to learn to be a team player. But then also, okay, do I have to turn on and off when I'm on tour now to be an individual bowler, but then quickly go back if I'm actually competing for a team? So it's collegiate bowling and Team USA bowling and professional bowling they're all intermixed at some point. Even though you have individual and team aspects, they all work together somehow to create the best bowlers in the world.
Here in game 1, best of 7.
What a shot by a freshman in her first attempt in that pressure. She said,
Stokes it out with a strike.
well, that's the best kind of mark she can throw.
Winning for your country is one of the best feelings in the world. I won the World Cup for women's singles in 2022 in Australia, and it was a long, grueling format. It was a different format, something that we weren't used to, but when it was all said and done and USA flag was raised and the national anthem was playing, I got goosebumps because I didn't win for me. I won for my teammates behind me. I won for my coaches. I won for my country. and I had USA on my back. I wasn't Bryanna Cotè. I was Team USA won the World Cup for women's singles. And to hear the national anthem it's really priceless. And even when we hear the national anthem play before tournaments, I get goosebumps because it brings back all the memories of hearing it because you did something for something other than yourself. When the tour relaunched in 2015, it was like, okay, the tour is back. We're gonna have a couple events. It was also the year I was getting married, and I was like, I got a lot of stuff to figure out, but at the same time, I was going to compete. I had no expectations. I just knew I wanted to bowl, and I wanted to try to win a title. A lot of us were all in the same boat. You have like Stephanie Johnson, who won Rookie of the Year. We were all rookies essentially on tour, except for Liz and Kelly. Maybe a couple others that got to bowl that very last year before it folded, but we were all in it together, and we were all just super excited to bowl. And stressful, I think, of getting married came after, because I was just more excited to bowl. But it was, I just remember when the news broke that I was super excited, and the support that I had at home was like, all right, if you want to do this, let's do it. And I did, and it was a great time. And I've always considered myself a forgotten generation. And it's not like forgotten in a bad way. It's just there's a handful of us really good bowlers that we had such a limbo time. And, you know, just to name a couple that are in my generation, Lindsay Boomershine, Kayla Bandy, Alicia Current. I mean, the list goes on, that, you know, we graduated in 08, and all we really had to bowl was, you know, men's events. We still had the Queens and the US Women's Open. But as far as professional bowling, it wasn't really in our sights because it all folded when we were in high school. So we were kind of like, okay, what do we look forward to? Then do we go the Team USA route and do that competition? Or do we just get a job and have a career as a normal person? So I think all of us kind of chose different paths in that aspect. But I bowled a Pro-Am with Leanne Holstenberg and Kim Terrell-Kearney. I just fell in love with it. Like, I had so much fun with them, and I just wanted to be them. And it was just a dream come true when the tour relaunched, that I could still pursue that dream of mine. I still had the ability to go out there and compete for a national title. That was something that we didn't think would ever come about, and it did. And so we all jumped at the guns to sign up for membership. And that first year, there were so many unknowns, I think, as far as players, as far as the organization, and it really kind of kicked off because there's so many women bowlers that are great that didn't get to be showcased because of the hiatus from the time the tour folded to the time the tour relaunched. And once it started to become a regular thing where the PWBA was here to stay, but it's amazing to see that through almost 10 years now of the relaunch of the tour, things have just got bigger and better. Like, not only has the membership grown, but like even us as players who started in 2015, we've gotten better. Like, we've evolved as bowlers. I'm not the same bowler that I was in 2015. I'm more experienced, I have more knowledge, I'm more skilled now than I was then, and I don't think I would be the caliber of bowler I am now today without the PWBA tour. I really don't. Just everything that we've done is just expanded my knowledge, and it also expanded my love for the game. For the majority of us, we still were driven to be bowlers, myself included. I still competed in anything and everything I possibly could, whether I was competing against the women or the men, it didn't matter. I just wanted to bowl because I love competing. And when the tour relaunched, there was not a doubt in my mind that I was going to be a professional bowler.
Well, who's ever saying that, it might be your husband, is absolutely right. A champion for the first time on the PWBA Tour is Bryanna Cotè, defeating Kelly Kulick by 50 pins with a strong performance.
What does this mean to you, and where is this going to take you? Because I have my opinions.
This means the world. I thought it was the world just making the show, but actually beating two people that I look up to ever since I was little, and I grew up with, you know, even Shannon, I didn't bowl her, but it was just a dream come true, and great competitors, and I don't have words, really.
I do. Great shot.
Boom. There it is. All right. PWBA ITRC Classic Champion Bryanna Cotè. There it is.
In true fashion.
I just think the ball was just a little bit too early.
Needs 9 pins. Gets 10, has the victory. Bryanna Cotè is the winner of the 2022 PWBA BBL Classic here on Long Island tonight.
Running the ladder. Cotè makes the first mark here in the Dallas Classic Series.
Official now, 200 for 186. The hug, the trophy.
Two for the title. Got 3, and she's got the win. Bryanna Cotè wins the 2023 U.S. Women's Open. An incredible finish in Rochester, New York.
I didn't think about it when I had to shoot the actual spare, but when the pins fell the way they fell, and they hadn't fallen like that pretty much all week over the last few years, losing my grandfather, who was the biggest influence in my bowling career, you know, going through, you know, I lost both my grandfathers within 7 days of each other at the end of 2022, and nothing is guaranteed. So to me, it's be thankful for what you have, stay present, and just bowl, because that's the one thing that I can do that keeps me level-headed and also keeps their spirits alive with me. So there's going to be good days and there's going to be bad days, and I know that I won the US Open because of my grandfather. He was there. He somehow made those 3 pins fall down, and so I had the biggest break of my career that day, and then that's when I was just overflooded with emotion. Like, I was happy, I was sad that he couldn't be there to celebrate that victory with me, but I think his spirit is the one that, you know, helped that all fall into place, because there were so many emotions going on during those 10 frames that I'd never really experienced. But again, it's something that now I know how to handle a little bit better. It's one of the best moments of my career, because things went so bad and ended so good at the same time that I knew in my heart I was going to fight till the very last ball, no matter what the score was, no matter how the outcome was going to be, because that's just the bowler that I am. Like, I may know that I'm down and out, but I'm still going to try to figure it out, and I'm still going to fight for every last pin. So I think when they finally fell, I knew he was with me, and I knew that that he'd be proud, essentially. I don't know, it all just flooded at one time. But then rewatching the actual thing, I think I was flooded with even more emotion, because I made a lot of brave decisions during that game that most people probably wouldn't make. Ball changing in the 10th frame for the US Open. No guts, no glory. And I've turned into a player that I'm not afraid to take risks. Sometimes it'll pay off, sometimes it won't. But you have to be willing to take those risks if you want to achieve greatness, in my opinion. Can't always play it safe. So it's a lot of lessons were learned in those 10 frames at the US Open last year. The reason why I love the sport so much is because I've been in a position where it can be taken away. And without having it, it was taken away. Like, I had something to look forward to when I was about to go to college, and then it was just taken away from me without any say. That opportunity was gone. It was shattered. That dream was shattered. It was like, would I ever have this opportunity to compete at the professional level on the women's side? Yes, the PBA was there, and if I wanted to pursue that, I could have. But that's not what I had dreamed of doing. That's not what I saw on TV. That's not what I grew up wanting to be. I wanted to be a professional women bowler. So knowing that it can be gone in a blink of an eye just makes me love it and appreciate it even more, knowing that, you know, this could be my last tournament, could be the last year of the tour. Anything changes on a drop of a hat, and I think even kind of COVID taught us that you're thankful for the small things. I wouldn't be able to do what I do without my husband, who won't see me for weeks at a time. He's my biggest supporter, and he's the one that probably really had me turn a corner, I would say 3 years ago, when I maybe didn't have a good block and I felt like the world was coming down on me and I felt like people were going to be disappointed if I didn't do well. And he just looked at me and said, if you don't win, or if you win, like, we don't love you any less, and everything is going to be okay. So just bowl. And that's kind of the mentality I've been trying to have, is just bowl. Some days get the better of me. There are moments where I have to remind myself to just bowl. It's going to be okay. So without his support and piece of advice, I think things would have been different the last 3 years for me. You know, as well, having my parents and my grandmother and my close family friends at home. You know, my best friend Sarah and my roommates Lauren and Jordan, we really push each other to be the best, but we are also always there for each other if things don't go well. So I think without that kind of support system, I wouldn't be successful, and I don't think I would be able to be out here week in and week out. There's gonna be hard times. There's gonna be days where everything is always going your way. You're striking at will. You know, you see everything perfect. You make the right choices. You make the right ball motion. I mean, you see everything crystal clear. And there's going to be days where you really feel like you haven't bowled a day in your life, and you just are so puzzled, because bowling is ever evolving. Like, it's the one sport, in my opinion, that I can't perfect. Like, I will never be able to perfect it. I may be able to get my bowling ball from point A to point B, but that doesn't mean the 10 pins are gonna fall. Like, that's I think the love-hate relationship with the sport that, you know, keeps making us want to come back for more, because we keep wanting to be better and better and better. And we will never be perfect at this sport. We will be great, but to say there's perfection in this sport, I think is really hard to say. But there's going to be hard times. There's going to be beautiful times. But you need to make sure you surround yourself with people who embrace you through the good and the bad and enjoy those struggles with you. Because if you don't, it can be really hard at times. But it's all worth it when you put in the work and you're determined to achieve your goals.
Your front row seat to women's professional bowling, all on PWBA's YouTube channel. Don't miss out, subscribe now.